Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Hey, we're going through Genesis, and we're going to jump right in here. We're in chapter 42, and this is entitled today, Their Hearts Sank. So we talked about yesterday where Jacob's sons, went to Egypt to buy grain, and they encountered Joseph, yet they didn't know it was Joseph. Okay, so we're picking the story up there where he's just put him in prison for 3 days. And he's basically said, you need to go back and get Benjamin, and if you don't get back Benjamin, you're not going to see me again. Okay? So we're going to pick it up there. We're in verse 17 where it says, he put them in custody for 3 days. Okay? And I'm sure those 3 days were like, oh, no, we're dead men, here. Verse 18, on the third day, Joseph said to them, do this and you will live, for I fear God. If you are honest men, let one of your brothers stay here in prison, while the rest of you go and take grain back for your starving households. But you must bring back your youngest brother to me, so that your words may be verified, and that you may not die. This they proceeded to do. They said to one another, surely we are being punished because of our brother. We saw how distressed he was when he pleaded with us for his life, but he would not listen. That's why this distress has come upon us. Reuben replied, didn't I tell you not to sin against the boy? But you wouldn't listen. Now we must give an accounting for his blood. They did not realize that Joseph could understand them since he was using an interpreter. Okay? So this... We had talked about this yesterday. They didn't recognize Joseph at all because of the way he was dressed, and they weren't expecting him to be a ruler, that's for sure. And now they don't realize that he speaks Hebrew also and can understand Hebrew. And so he's listening to this and hearing, them talk here. Okay? And you can see the remorse they have. Like, oh, great, all this bad stuff is happening to us because of what we did to Joseph. All right, and they're starting to have some fighting amongst themselves about the whole issue of selling Joseph as a slave. All right. So, verse 24, he turned away from them and began to weep, but then came back and he spoke to them again. He had Simeon taken from them and bound before their eyes. Joseph gave orders to fill the bags with grain, to put each man's silver back in his sack, and to give them provisions for the journey. After this was done, they loaded their grain on their donkeys and left. At the place where they stopped for the night, one of them opened his sack to get feed for his donkey, and he saw the silver in the mouth of his sack. My silver has been returned, he said to his brothers. Here it is in my sack. Their hearts sank, and they turned to each other trembling and said, what is this that God has done to us? Okay. I'm going to stop there for today. The thing is, their hearts sank. That last verse there, it says, their hearts sank, and they turned to each other trembling and said, what is this God has done to us? And you would look at it and you're like, hey, I got free money. They're not looking at it like that at all, believe you me. They're looking at it like, we're going to be accused of theft, of stealing, okay? Because we have the money and we have the grain and everything, and we still have the money. So we will be accused of stealing, and we'll be called a thief and then be prosecuted when we get back. So now they're in a hard place, okay? Because they have Simeon back there, okay? They left Simeon back there. They'll have to go back and get grain. Because the famine's going to go for, it's like 5 years later on after they get there. So it's a long time till the famine ceases. And the famine really just began for these guys. So their heart sank because they're like, oh no, we're in trouble here. There's like no good way we can get out of this. So if we go back, we're going to be accused of being a thief. And most likely we'll all go to jail. But we have to go back because we have to get grain. Otherwise, we're going to starve out here. So they're in a bad position in here. And so we'll continue on tomorrow here and continue on with this story. But you're seeing here how Joseph has a plan And the plan is to get those 11 brothers together, and to see, really test them and see how if their hearts have changed. And you can see already there's remorse there, that's happening. So let's continue on next time. Join me next time as we continue walking in the Word. Thanks for watching.